Hello everyone, it's Miros and today we will compare One UI 5.1 versus One UI 6. Let's do this. Samsung already released One UI 6 Beta 3 for Samsung Galaxy S23 series and it's time to compare everything new versus the latest official software One UI 5.1 for almost every major Samsung device. Now I have here on my S23 Ultra One UI 6 Beta 3 latest hotfix, and here I have One UI 5.1 on S23. Now let's go first and check the versions. And you can see here on my S23 Ultra I have One UI 6 using Android 14, and here we have One UI 5.1 using Android 13 on S23. Let's just tap here and you can see here we have Android 14 and here we have Android 13. And you can see security patch level here is from 1st of September and here too. Now that's enough about the versions. Let's go and check what's new coming with the One UI 6 over the One UI 5.1. First, let's double tap and lock the screens. We have a difference here on the lock screens. Let's hold on empty space. And now here are the settings for the lock screen. What new we have here, if we tap on the clock, and if we tap here on the clock, the most important thing here is if you tap here on the clock you can make it bigger and smaller, but you can't move the clock on One UI 5.1, but you can do this here on One UI 6. You can see I can move the clock. That's the major difference here on the lock screen or the lock screen customizations. With the One UI 6 we can move the clock and we can put it on different positions. Here on One UI 5 we can't do this and just move to our home screen. Here in One UI 6 quick settings panel has got a lot of attention and it is almost completely rearranged over the One UI 5.1. Let's just swipe down and check what we have here. When you swipe once you have the same toggles here. When you swipe twice you will receive that different quick settings panel. Here it is just the standards, all the toggles are expanded. Down there you will receive that brightness slider. If you swipe left or right you will get more toggles. Here is the same, you will receive that toggles, but you can see the design is a lot different. It is like on the different panels, and we have here bigger toggles on top of the major things like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Here we have a different toggle for the brightness slider, and almost everything connected with the brightness, like the eye comfort shoot and dark mode, they are here. Before that dark mode is here with just a toggle, but now we have it here with, if you tap it you can see everything is going dark just like here, but here the background is more transparent and the whole toggle is moved down here. Here we have smart view, device controls, and you can add more things here. If you select that edit button you will receive on the top toggles here the arrangement is different, but now you can select the top toggles here. You can select the edit for full expand, all the toggles here to edit. You can select here quick settings instant access, and now it's off, but if you enable it, pull down from the top right corner of the screen to access the full quick settings. That means exactly what is written. If you swipe down from the top right corner you will expand the whole notification panel. If you can see it, if you swipe from here you will receive just the top panels with all the notifications, but on the right side you will receive the whole expanded panel here. So let's go and check other settings. Device control and media buttons. Show when quick panel is collapsed. You can select don't show. You can also select here multi-SIM info. If I tap it you can see what's happened. Now I have here the multi-SIM. You can select from which SIM card you can call, message or mobile data. Again, if you go in settings, brightness control, show always, you can select that here. You can see that quick settings layout quick panel layout is a little bit different here. The settings are different. Show always, and now we have here the brightness control. But this is the rearrange quick settings panel. Let's go back, swipe down on the right side, and here that's it. I will not go so in deep. I will just show you the major visual differences coming with One UI 6. Let's go one time up just to show you that notifications. Alongside changes to the quick settings panel, the notification panel has also received tweaks. You now get individual notifications as a separate cards. This creates more space between notifications and gives them individuality, but it also takes up more screen space. So you can see here they are almost stuck one to each other, but here everyone gets a different card. Every notification is coming in a different card. You can see them. So it's more readable probably, but I'm not sure it's more easier to use because you can see what's happened. You need to swipe to read all your notifications. Here, when they are stuck, you can check the notifications without swiping down for every application. Until we are at quick settings panel, let's swipe down again, and what we receive is a new music player in the quick settings panel and in the lock screen too, with new album art. If you expand it, and you can see now the expanded player here and here. What's the difference? We have here a new wave sound for the music, and we have a new album art here. The whole background is with that album art. And with Beta 3, what Samsung do is, if you expand the player one time, remove the notification panel and swipe down again, it will remember that the player is expanded and will stay like this. Of course, it's way more beautiful, and the most important is, if that player is expanded, it will be expanded on the lock screen too. Let's move the lock screen, and you can see what's happened. The player is expanded now on the lock screen too. Here, if you go in the lock screen, you can see it is just the small player on One UI 5.1. A very nice new addition coming with One UI 6. Not something big, but something beautiful. So enough for the notification panel. Let's now go to home screen. What's the difference here? We have a simplified icon labels. What does mean? Let me show you. You have here, you can see before that every application has like example voice recorder, Samsung Notes, and so on. The names are on the two rows. Here everything is put on one row, and you can see it is not very readable. Here it is voice record without continuing to recorder, but you need to remember that. Let's open, for example, here we just have everything on one row. Here Galaxy wearable, and here Galaxy wearable is now on one row. Samsung removed the Samsung name from most of the labels. You can see here now it's Notes, here it is still Samsung Notes. That will make them a lot more readable. Let's open to check here. You can see Galaxy Store. Now it's Store. Here it's still Galaxy Store. Galaxy Wearable is still Galaxy Wearable here. Probably they need to update it. But what they did, remove the name Samsung from the labels and Samsung and Galaxy from the labels. So now it's way more easier because everything is on one row. Until we are speaking on that, probably you already check it, but we have a new font here. You can see font style is default here and default here, but they are a little bit different. What they are different, this one is, I think, a little bit bolder. It can be read easily. You can see here what, if I swipe down, probably it will be easier to check that. But the whole font is maybe bolder, I'm not sure, but it's readable and easier to use, I suppose. That's the new default font coming with One UI 6. More black, more bolder, but it's more readable. Next, app drawer. Let's open it. Now app drawer lets you search for app-specific long press functions, so you can quickly enter into specific actions within apps directly. So what does mean? If you hold here on YouTube, what you have Shorts, Search, Subscription, Explore. You have here the same. Now if you search here for Shorts, for example, this will directly bring that menu, so you can directly launch YouTube Shorts. Let's do the same here. We miss that feature here. We can't launch directly the shortcuts in app itself. Here, that's the new feature. For app drawer, you can search directly for shortcuts in every application. This is a Samsung keyboard. What's the difference? If you tap here on the emojis, Samsung has refreshed the emoji style in the Samsung keyboard. They lose out on some of the glossy look but continue to look clean. So they are not so glossy as you can see. Now they are cleaner. Personally, I prefer this over this because I think they are more visible. But Samsung decide these are beautiful, so let's move on to the next thing. With this update, we have new widgets. They are weather insights widget, like this one. This is the weather insight. The whole weather is a little bit rearranged. You can see we have that woman here. When you swipe up, it's going white, but now the whole color is continuing same, which is a lot more beautiful, I think. We have here different maps for a search. If you want to search manage locations, just a second. Alright, let's search for Chihuahua. It is, when you search it, it's just added here, that's it. But here we have now a new map with information about this location and so on. And you can select to add it or just tap on details. Sunrise to sunset, moonrise, moonset, which we previously missed here. And we have with different tiles here the UV index, humidity, dew point, wind, pressure and so on. Just the weather, dynamic weather, same as here. We have that widget here and we have that big widget also, but here it is the weather insights widget. You can see we missed that camera here. We don't have any camera widget here, but here we have custom camera photo. Custom camera quickly access any camera mode, and if we hold and put it here, for example, it will directly ask us for title on the widget. You can title the widget starting mode, rear photo, or you can select portrait, video, pro directly. Widget background, you can select a different background widget. Select an image. Alright, and this is the new mode. And now if I tap it, it will directly open my rear camera night mode. You can see. Now let's move to the next part, which is the camera itself. Let's open the camera. What they change here, you can see the toggles for the aspect ratio is different here, and now you can directly change here the megapixels from that toggle. Before that, you need to tap here and tap here. It is written now 50 megapixels, but now you can directly switch from here. We have here additions in watermark. If you enable that watermark, here we have the time. You can select time with 24 hours or 12 hours. You can, from that menu, just, you can see what's happened. You can put it down or up. Before that you can't do this, but now you can move it down or up. If you select here auto FPS, now you can see here it's just enabled or disabled, but here you can select use it for 30 fps videos only or use it for 30 fps and 60 fps videos. So that's something different. Scene optimizer and scan documents and text are separated now. Advanced intelligent options, you have now this new menu, which is quality optimization. It's now for maximum quality, but you can select medium quality, speed up capture time by doing less optimizations, and minimum capture quality, and Scene Optimizer is moved inside that menu to Advanced Intelligence options. We have also a new Advanced Share menu. Let's go for example in My Files. And if you tap here on the recent one, let's open it with the gallery. If you tap Share, you can see that you have a bigger preview of what you want to share. Here it is very small and invisible. The whole image is a lot more bigger. That's something new. I'm not sure it is coming with One UI 6 or it's coming with Android 14, but it's something new. So the gallery now has a new detail view that lets you quickly apply effects and other edits to an image or a video. You simply have to swipe up from the bottom of the screen to go to the detail view. Okay, let's just tap here, and when you swipe up, you can see now you have a remaster image and object eraser directly when you swipe up on the image. Here we miss that feature. You can now touch and hold to select photos and videos with one hand, then drop them to a new destination with your other hand. So what does mean is if you hold like this, and now when you select these two, you can just go like this. You can see what's happened. I just paste with two fingers, drag and drop. Of course, we missed that feature here. Let's select these two and just hold our finger. Nothing happens. We missed that drag and drop with two hands. I will not go so in deep in photo editor features, but we have now the new tools menu rearranges editing features. You can undo and redo several layers of edits, which is very nice addition. And we have new text editing, now includes several different styles and backgrounds. That's almost everything. So if you go in settings, you can see now if you scroll down, before that you need to go in that section, battery and device care. But now we have battery here, a separate toggle for the battery directly. Before that it was battery and device care, and when you go inside you need to tap again if you want to go in the battery. But here we have a separate tab for the battery itself, and we have here a new graphs for the battery. So battery has a separate toggle. If you go in security and privacy and just go down, you have now this new option, auto blocker. And what does mean? Let's open it. Auto blocker, now it's off, but auto blocker keeps your phone safe by blocking tweets and other suspicious activity. Blocks apps from unauthorized stores. Only apps from authorized store can be installed. Personally, to be honest, I don't like this because I think it will expand and it will be a lot more severe for the external applications. Turns on app security checks, blocks commands by USB cable, and so on and so on. So now it is just disabled by me, but this is a new feature, auto blocker. We have of course a lot more minor changes under the hood, but these are the major overhaul for the whole One UI 6 over the One UI 5. So guys, don't forget, if you like this video, if this video helps you somehow, subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.